For over 35 years, The Simpsons has been a titan of television. But what about the times it crossed a line? We're talking about legendary episodes that got completely banned, jokes that sparked actual international incidents, and moments so dark they nearly broke the show itself. These are the controversies that pushed every single boundary, created a huge public backlash, and got the show into some serious trouble. Coming in at number 6, the banned Michael Jackson episode. Let's kick things off with what might be the most famous banned episode in the show's entire history, Stark Raving Dad. In this Season 3 classic from 1991, Homer gets accidentally committed to a mental institution. Why? Because Bart threw his red hat in with Homer's white work shirts, turning them all pink. Inside, he rooms with a big quiet guy named Leon Kompowski, who truly believes he's the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Now for the twist. The character's speaking voice was actually Michael Jackson himself. He was a massive fan of the show and personally called creator Matt Groening to ask for a guest spot. For contractual reasons, he was credited under the fake name John J. Smith, which just added to the episode's legend. For years, it was a beloved episode, partly because it gave us the iconic Happy Birthday Lisa song, which Jackson co-wrote. But here's a little-known fact. While Jackson provided the speaking voice, a sound-alike named Kip Lennon actually sang the song due to record label contracts. For decades, the episode was a fan favorite. That all came crashing down in 2019 with the documentary Leaving Neverland, which brought forward extensive allegations of child sexual abuse against Jackson. The fallout was immediate. The show's producers, including James L. Brooks, made the historic decision to pull Stark Raving Dad from circulation forever. Brooks said it was a treasured episode, but that the allegations made it impossible to keep. Today, it's the only episode you can't find on Disney Plus, in reruns, or even on new DVD sets. It's been effectively erased from Simpsons history. Number 5. The episode pulled after 9/11, the city of New York versus Homer Simpson. Next up, we have an episode that became controversial because of a devastating real-world tragedy. In this 1997 gem, the Simpsons head to New York City to find their car, which a drunk Barney Gumble abandoned in the plaza of the World Trade Center. The episode is a hilarious send-up of New York, with the Twin Towers being absolutely central to the plot. When it first aired, everyone loved it. But after the horrific attacks on September 11, 2001, watching an episode that featured the towers so prominently became incredibly painful. Out of respect for the victims and the national trauma, Fox and other networks immediately pulled it from syndication. It didn't air again for almost 5 years. When it finally returned around 2006, it was often heavily edited. One specific line, where a character in one tower yells to the other, "They stick all the jerks in Tower 1, was frequently cut. Co-executive producer Bill Oakley later called the joke regrettable. While the episode is now fully restored on streaming, it serves as a powerful time capsule of how real-world events can completely reshape art overnight. Number 4. The international incidents, insulting entire nations. The Simpsons satire has never been shy about poking fun at other countries, but sometimes it went from funny to causing a full-blown international meltdown. Take the 1999 episode 30 Minutes Over Tokyo. The family goes to Japan, and in classic Homer fashion, he causes chaos. A scene where he throws the Emperor of Japan into a pile of sumo thongs was seen as so disrespectful that the episode was banned in the country. And Japan wasn't a one-off. Just a year later, the episode Little Big Mom was also banned there. The plot involved Lisa tricking Bart and Homer into thinking they have leprosy, a subject that remains culturally sensitive in Japan. Then there was Brazil. A 2002 episode, Blame It on Lisa, portrayed the country as a crime-infested place filled with slums, kidnappers, and monkeys running wild in the streets. The Brazilian government was furious. Rio de Janeiro's tourist board even threatened to sue Fox for damaging the city's image. But they didn't stop there. An episode was banned in China for a quick visual joke referencing the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre, a topic that is heavily censored by the Chinese government. These episodes show a clear pattern. What might seem like harmless fun in the US can cause genuine outrage abroad. Speaking of outrage, if you're finding this list as shocking as we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We've got more wild stories coming right up, and you won't want to miss them. Number 3. The Apu Problem, a reckoning with representation. Unlike a single band episode, the controversy around Apu Nahasapapamatilla was a slow burn that took decades to finally boil over. For a long time, Apu, the hardworking owner of the Quickie Mart, was one of the only South Asian characters on American TV, but he was also a collection of stereotypes voiced by a white actor, Hank Azaria. The issue exploded into the mainstream with comedian Hari Kondabolu's 2007 documentary, The Problem with Apu. The film laid out how the character's exaggerated accent and stereotypical traits were used to bully and mock Indian Americans for years. It forced a huge cultural conversation about race and representation in the media. The Simpsons' initial response was a major fumble. In one episode, Lisa turned to the camera and said, "Something that started decades ago and was applauded and inoffensive is now politically incorrect. What can you do?" The camera then panned over to a picture of Apu. The dismissive get over it tone was widely criticized. Eventually, the pressure worked. Hank Azaria listened to the criticism and, in 2020, announced he would no longer voice the character. Azaria later said that hearing stories about Apu being used as a slur during hate crimes made him realize he was part of something harmful. Apu hasn't been officially written out of the show, but he no longer speaks, marking a huge, if very late, turning point for the series. Number 2. When the jokes were banned in the UK and Germany. The show didn't just cause trouble in the Americas and Asia, it also hit roadblocks with European censors. In the United Kingdom, a couple of episodes were deemed too hot for TV. The Cartridge Family, where Homer buys a handgun, was initially banned. British censors worried that its funny take on gun ownership was too risky for a country with very different gun laws. Another episode, Weekend at Burnsies, which sees Homer getting a prescription for medical marijuana, was also heavily censored. Because it showed drug use in a positive light, it was given a mature rating and could only be shown after 9 p.m., which seriously limited who could watch it. Meanwhile, Germany banned one of the show's most brilliant episodes, Cape Fear. It's a fantastic parody of the thriller of the same name, full of dark jokes about Sideshow Bob trying to murder Bart. While the violence was a concern, the real issue for German censors was a quick gag where a TV announcer is shown wearing Nazi memorabilia. Because Germany has strict laws against Nazi imagery, the episode was pulled from the air. And number 1, the moments that outraged the fans. Sometimes the biggest backlash came not from governments or censors, but from the show's own hardcore fans. One of the most infamous examples is Homer versus Dignity. In the episode, Homer becomes Mr. Burns' prank monkey, doing humiliating things for money. But it crossed a major line for viewers with a deeply disturbing scene where Homer, dressed as a panda at the zoo, is sexually assaulted by another panda. The moment was so bizarre and out of place that fans still point to it as one of the show's absolute worst moments. Another fan-hated episode is The Boys of Bummer. Here, Bart becomes a town outcast after he drops a fly ball and loses the Little League championship. The town's reaction is relentlessly cruel, driving Bart into such a deep depression that he attempts to take his own life. Fans and critics ripped the episode apart for its mean-spirited tone and for making a joke out of mental health and suicide. In both cases, it felt like the writers completely misjudged their audience, creating controversies that still make fans angry today. Final thoughts. From internationally banned episodes to jokes that sparked fan fury, The Simpsons has a long, complicated, and fascinating history of pushing the limits. These controversies, whether they were justified or just overreactions, show just how massive the show's cultural footprint really is. For more than 3 decades, it hasn't just been a cartoon. It's been a mirror reflecting our changing social norms and a constant test of what's acceptable on television. But what do you think? Did we miss any big controversies? And were these moments really that bad, or did people need to lighten up? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into your favorite shows, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.